Hi everyone, it's Suki here, and seeing from this setting, I am cozy in bed with some throws and pillows and getting ready to just sit down and have a nice chit-chat Q&A with you guys. Seeing that university is fast approaching, the next academic year is fast approaching, I thought it would be relevant to host like a mini Q&A about my university undergrad experience and also my upcoming master's predictions, my feelings, and how I got into my master's, stuff like that, application process, etc. Most of you guys are quite intrigued on the university side of my life. That is what we're doing today. I put a post on Instagram. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram so you won't miss out on Q&As like this. Hopefully all my answers are helpful. Yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The first question I got was experiences not to miss in Sheffield. That is a great start to this Q&A because if you don't know yet, I just finished my 3-year undergraduate degree at the University of Sheffield a few weeks ago and I miss Sheffield already. I guess experiences that I really like in Sheffield is the peaks and how we have nature right at our doorstep. Just explore the peaks. There's alpaca trekking around the peaks area. I'm not gonna lie, alpaca is one of my favorite animals. I love how accessible alpacas are in Sheffield. Or just trying fine dining at Joe Row is another experience that was quite memorable. I went there with my boyfriend just for a celebration that we finished our degree, finished our exams. So we went there and it's on the Michelin Guide restaurant in Sheffield, one of the few. And also maybe learn more about the Sheffield history, the history of steel, because Sheffield is the city of steel if you didn't know. Maybe just go to Kelham Island, there's a museum all about the background of Sheffield and just learn more about where you are settling in for these few years of university. Oh, and the last thing I put down to answer your question is just the sunsets in general. If you do want to have a good view for sunsets, I really recommend Bow Hill, which is right behind Crooks. It's a very student orientated area as well, so if you're a student there, I feel like there will be chances of your friends living around the area, so it would be nice to just grab a few drinks and just sit in that park. It's like a Bow Hill, like a park slash like a big field area that you can see the sunset because it's right on top. Second question is, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about Sheffield? It's very Sheffield themed right now, but honestly I love my undergrad experience, so I'm definitely not complaining that I'm talking about Sheffield. Yeah, you said you're picking unis right now. I definitely would recommend Sheffield as a university. I'm obviously not biased at all, but I love my experience there. I think my favorite thing about Sheffield is just the people there. I always feel really safe because everyone seems quite friendly. Every time I go around the city, I just feel like I'm surrounded by other students because it's quite a student-packed city. Since there's 2 uni in Sheffield and Sheffield is not a super massive city, therefore students really take a big percentage of the demographic of citizens at Sheffield, at least in the area I'm living in right now. Similar to what I said for the first question, just how close we are to nature. Growing up in Hong Kong, I'm always a city girl, but being able to explore nature to the next level is something that I never really thought to achieve at uni, but I'm glad I've done that, and now I really like going to the peaks, going to parks, going to sit on the grass, feel Mother Nature more, which really is different from the person I was before going to uni. Another thing is just everything is really cheap compared to London, since as I mentioned so many times already, I'm sorry, but I'm going to London for masters, and the housing there, everything there is just double the price of Sheffield. I do miss the sense of cheapness in Sheffield since you do save a lot of money in the long term. What I don't like about Sheffield is the hills. Everywhere is kind of hilly. If it is not hilly when you get there, it will probably be hilly on your trip back home. I'm lazy. Even though I go to gym a lot, I'm lazy when it comes to walking, and I do prefer just having a car. The thing about Sheffield is that you just gotta train legs, train your calves every day. And also there isn't any tube or like underground metro system, which I really relied on when I lived in Hong Kong. I took the MTR, which is our tube system in Hong Kong, everywhere I went, and there's really something really similar in London, which I'm excited to use. The thing about Sheffield, since it is not like that urbanized compared to London, there really isn't a tube tube or underground system. So you either take the bus or the tram or walk everywhere or Uber if you feel bougie. So I guess it would be nice to have like an underground system that's right at your doorstep that you can just commute around, but it really isn't like a big problem. Next question. I'm an international student coming to Sheffield and I want to work part-time. Any advice? Okay, I think you came to the right person because I work a lot during my term time and I only work for, actually no, I lie. I don't only work for my uni, but the majority of my work is for uni. I guess my biggest advice is work for the university, because university is the company that knows that you're a student and knows how much you need to spend on academics beyond the work that you're given. I guess uni work is quite flexible because they understand your students and they are pretty well paid as well, not gonna lie. The job I have taken for the uni as a content creator, as a model, as a presenter for marketing campaigns, they're all above £9 an hour, which I think is really well priced for Sheffield as a city that is way cheaper than London. Is also very enjoyable. The staffs are really nice. All my colleagues are also students as well, which makes them really easy to work with. I think that is my piece of advice. I think they are also more biased for students at their university, so I feel like you're more recruitable. How early, late in third year do you need to apply for a master's? Okay, this is a really good question. I think one thing that you do want to think about before you start your third year of university is if you want to take the master's route or if you want to go to employment straight away. Because if you do want to take the master's route, I really urge you to plan out your work and fit the master's application in, because master application is not simple. It requires a lot of effort. You need to email your professor for a reference letter, you need to write your statement of purpose, you need to refresh your own CV and all that, and that requires a lot of time and effort. So for me personally, I start applying October, like November, October period, and I finished applying to all the university I wanted to apply to before my Christmas break, because I've always wanted to get that finished before I start my dissertation, which I think is one of the best decisions I've made. Dissertation is a lot of work, and the last thing you want to do is do your application along with your dissertation, because it will be really overwhelming. I just think you can't just focus on two things at once. Probably do your application before you start your literature review for your dissertation, which is normally the first bit of your dissertation. Starting first year in September, top tips for moving, making friends, settling in. Well, I'm really excited for you. Honestly, I miss just going to uni, that excitement I had when I was in sixth form and just finishing my A-levels, knowing that I have to travel abroad to go to Sheffield to start uni. Honestly, it was like a blink of an eye, I'm done. It's crazy. Top tips for moving is pack light. Just pack the things that you definitely need and don't pack the things that you can buy in the UK for cheap. I feel like rite of passage as a uni student, you will go to IKEA, and I think you can get your big blankets, your big pillows in IKEA. If you are arriving in the morning, afternoon, you can go buy those things before you sleep. So when I travel from the airport to my accommodation, I don't need to bring too many luggages since I'm not that big of a person. The most I could carry is 2 big luggages. But if you are a local student, you have a car, your parents can drive you into your accommodation and you can have your parents with you. But if you're an international student, I really do recommend pack light. But if you're local, honestly, you are so lucky. Just bring things that you can fit in your car. Tips for making friends. The main thing I did to make friends was to live in a university accommodation. That means everyone I lived with goes to the same uni as me, which makes it really easy for us to bond. We can walk to lectures together, we can go back to our accommodation together, and those are the people you spend most of your time with before you go to sleep, when first thing you wake up. I really do recommend just living at a university accommodation. It's not just the accommodation, it's the whole experience you get. If you live in a private accommodation, you really need to find friends during your lecture time, which is only a few hours a day, and it just makes it way more difficult for you to make friends. But don't worry if you're not living at a university accommodation. That obviously is not a be all and end all. You can also join a lot of societies to meet people that have the same interests as you, which makes conversation flow a lot easier. Go to university with an open mind, grab opportunity, and just put yourself out there. Okay, and tips for settling in. For me, I think what helped me to settle in the most is to interact with a lot of local students, because they know the place you're at the best since they grew up there, so they can bring you to local stuff and go to local pubs, go to local events, and I think the best thing that has happened was just meeting my boyfriend, because he's from the UK and I don't think I would have experienced half of the British culture without him. I feel like everyone at university is in the same shoe as you and they're all just wanting to meet friends, so everyone should be quite friendly. Don't be afraid to say hi, you got nothing to lose. Next question. Are you excited to explore London and the USA? Oh yes, definitely. Do you ever feel anxious? If so, how do you deal with it? Okay, not gonna lie, I am so nervous to start uni at LSE because I feel like I'm just gonna get extreme imposter syndrome. I don't think I'm as smart as everyone else. Like, obviously that's not true because I got in for a reason, but there's always this thought in the back of my head, and just adapting to my new life, living without my boyfriend, not having many friends in London compared to the friends I have in Sheffield. Everything is gonna be really new. But one thing that I just tell myself is there's no point worrying and just expecting the worst in the situation, since that's not going to change the future and change what's going to happen. What I'm trying to do is just appreciate what I have right now and just think about how lucky I am to be able to grasp onto opportunities like this, be able to live in London and then go to America the year after that. Just being able to continue my academia is just so lucky. There really is no point of being anxious when there is just all the opportunities waiting for me to explore. I don't even know if I answered the question properly, but yes, I am super anxious, but I shouldn't be. So I will try not to. Okay, I am definitely getting tired now. I probably end this Q&A soon, but do you think you'll be doing online learning or real lectures in September? Well, from what I heard from LSE is that it will be half-half. So if it's a big lecture, then it will probably be hosted online. But if it's a seminar, it will be face-to-face. So hopefully I still get to utilize the facilities at the university, still get to meet people in real life, and everything is just as normal as it can be. Because I honestly just don't want to pay so much tuition fee and be in my room most of the time. Okay, I think that is all the question I am going to answer for this Q&A. Thank you for everyone who has submitted a question. This has probably one of the biggest turnaround for the number of questions that I have. It's you guys that make these videos work, but most of the questions are quite similar. I just pick questions that are more general that can answer multiple questions at the same time in order to fulfill all of you guys. I'm moving down to London next week, so I might not be able to post next week, but the video the week after that will be a London vlog. Oh gosh, this is crazy. I hope this has helped clear away any of your uncertainties you have about uni, and if you have any other further questions that I haven't really covered very well in this video, feel free to comment down below and I'll just answer it through typing. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week, if not the week after that, since I'll be moving. I don't know if I have time to film a video next week, but yeah, have a great morning, have a great evening, whatever time you're watching this. Bye.